What's going on, everybody? James here, redoptionagency.com. All right, well, what's happened since yesterday? Well, let's get into this. I launched 25 new bulk auctions yesterday. I transferred maybe 90 or so items to Poshmark with List Perfectly. And let's see, I made it over $1,000 for day 2 in a row, barely. Sales are a little bit more sluggish than yesterday about this time. We're about 10 a.m. 166. I forget where we were yesterday. I'd have to watch that video. But what I've noticed is still happening. Now, you hear a lot of people talk about, they think that eBay will cut a seller off, basically just bury their listings at certain points in a day, or I don't know, if you get to a certain mark or a certain dollar amount, there's something weird to the algorithm that I have not figured out yet how to get around. I love the challenge of trying to get around it. As I've said in my previous videos, some of my videos, where it seems like between 5 and 7, my listings are buried. They're very deep into eBay, and I promote at a pretty decent percentage. So there's still the time window. Yesterday it went till about 7:30. I think it was about 5 to 7:30. I think I had one sale in that time period, which is, if you know my sales, are pretty consistent. So when something like that happens, it sticks out like a sore thumb. No offers came through, no emails. Now, is this just site issues? See, there's so many different variables. Since there's so many issues on the eBay site, it's hard to tell if it's eBay site issues. If they bury my listings, like I've said before, like I'll do a search. I have a term I searched, adjustable baseball cap. And you can kind of see where my listings are. And forgot I'm on this. I can actually show you guys. So this is what I have the most in my store, adjustable baseball caps. So what I do here is type that in. It's under best match. I hit used. I like to have the list view. And I go through here. Now when my sales are pretty steady, like I just got 6 offers that just came through. That's what happens and then it'll just dry up. So about 7:30 yesterday, all of a sudden a flood of offers started coming in and sales. So there's offers now. People offering me on those lot hats. So it's very odd that you have these windows. And then it appeared yesterday at about 10 p.m. It kind of turned off again. Between 12 and 6, I only had like 4 sales. So, but like I've said, I expected less on overnight, since I'm not doing web interpreting anymore on the international site. So this one's mine. So all those 6 is probably just one person wanting a bunch of lots. So let's see if I'm buried. Here's a second of mine. So yeah, sales have been a little slow this morning out of the gate. When sales are strong, should be 200. I usually have 20 hats in this top 200 when sales are strong. Right now I'm sitting at 2. Normally my auctions for my lot hats come up pretty quick too, and they're not coming up right now. So I have around 10,000 hats in my store. So yeah, I've got, so far, we're more than halfway down the page and only 2 items are popping up at me that they're mine. So that explains why there's 30, why my sales are a little slow this morning. So I don't know what is within that algorithm to defeat this. There's another one. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they're pretty low. And yesterday my organic sales were really low the last time I checked. And these are not sponsored. See, I'm top rated. Here's another one. So I got a pretty decent, but they're farther down than normal. Usually they're up high and they're sponsored. So I got a feeling there's something going on, being that organic sales were low yesterday. Let's go into traffic. See where it ended up yesterday. So yeah, only 13 organic sales. That's way off. As you can see, that's the only organic's the only thing down, 40% to 45%. So there was definitely something going on with my organic placement on eBay yesterday. And as I just kind of showed you on those baseball hats, my organic ones were pretty low. So what do I need to do to change that? I'm at a high percentage for my promoted. I'm top rated. Is it still getting back from the suspension since I'm 3 days out? Maybe so. So that could be a variable. So I like trying to figure it out. I did end up selling 60, at least. It should have been 70 plus normally. So I got 1.6 million impressions, which is a little bit up from previous couple days, but nowhere near the 2 million I was hitting at one time. So got to figure that out. And here we go again today with only one organic sale thus far. So something is placing my organics very low, and I need to figure that out. And if that's the case, and then my promoted get buried between 5 and 7, that could explain why nothing's coming through, because my organics low being hidden already, and then at those certain periods my promoted listings vanish. So I'm trying to figure that out, whether that's coming up with different products or what have you. So I don't know. So that is the challenge on trying to figure that out. So we'll go over here to Poshmark. So Poshmark, I've done $40 yesterday. So my goal on Poshmark is just to try to get like $1,000 a month right now. That is the starting point. See if I can do that. So I pulled over about 90 items this morning and a few yesterday. So I'm pulling over my higher dollar shoes this morning, or just working on shoes basically, trying to get a higher dollar item into the store to get that revenue up there. So we'll see how that goes. And then let's see what I've listed and what I sold yesterday. Being I'm doing all these different things now, it's hard for me to list, say, over 100 items a day, just because I'm trying to build the Poshmark store. I got the second ID now I'm slowly working on. And then I'm making the lots. The lots take up making the lots take up time. So it's being a little I'm feeling a little behind, but I'm enjoying it at least. So as long as my dollars are not hurting yet, and I still got that hope that they're going to go up when these lots start selling, I should be okay. So I'm trying to relax more and enjoy more, because that's one thing that I started getting out of doing, is enjoying what I was doing. So my wife and son went over to the Goodwill outlet yesterday, and here's when I said yesterday in yesterday's video where I was doing lots of just little random things. These things were sitting in my store forever, and then I had taken them down, and I found them in a tote, and I forgot about them. I'm like, so I'll just throw them up for auction on a lot and see what they sell for. So my wife and son went over to the Goodwill yesterday morning, and they found a buttload of CDs, decent CDs too, not your normal commonplace stuff. I got a lot of them over here. They're going in lots, but I was able to cherry pick a few items out since I'm trying to do $13.99 and above. So, but there are a couple of high dollar ones in here, as you'll see. I didn't know this one, Four Brothers, was going for decent money. The Singing Kettle Greatest Hits for $60. So that was kind of cool. A couple of $17 ones. And then we got some, let's see, Woodstock, a couple 12. This one was cool. And this one has a sales history on Discogs and eBay, I believe, of $50. So this one may not last too long. Universal Studios Island of Adventures CD. So hopefully that'll sell today. Little indie band from Illinois. And some more $13 stuff. Woodstock 2 CD. And then Have a Very Basement Christmas for $50. So they probably got about 400 CDs yesterday, and that's all I picked out of it. There are a lot of other good like soundtracks and stuff. So there's going to be some good lots coming up for auction with some good titles in it. So if you're into that, check them out. I'll try to get them up today. So after 7 p.m. is when I launch my auctions. All right, what did I sell yesterday? Let's see if we can get into this. Some of this is from this morning. I talked about how I was just marking stuff down in my store. This jacket I had in the store probably like $30. I marked it down to $13.99. It sold. So, all right, pair of shoes. That was this morning. I took an offer on those just to move them. I think they offered me like $25. I'm like, okay. All right, so we're into yesterday now. I try not to think about my sales because when I have those like 2 hours, 2.5 hours of nothing, I start thinking negatively, like, oh, it's a bad day. But yet I still made it over my $1,000 mark. So Champion spark plugs. The picture's horrible. Some True Flight sold. Same person bought these. This is just a blank hat, but those hat are when I put up blank hats, I put up the brand name. This is the brand name underneath, so on the tag, I should say. So same person came in and bought both of those. I like when that happens. And this nice San Jose sports specialty hat sold $60. If I wasn't doing the lots, I would not have found this hat. I have those two totes back here been filled with hats, and they've been sitting there. I don't know if you go back in my videos, they've probably been sitting there 6 months. And since I'm doing the lots now, I'm going through the hats a lot quicker, and that was at the bottom of one of the totes. I put it up, and within an hour, it was gone. So doing that is keeping me motivated to just lotting this stuff off. This sweater is another thing I just marked down to $13.99. Probably had in the store for $25, $30. Like I said, it's just about moving product. I want to get 100 $13.99 items a day on top of my auctions. So that's the goal. I put this up yesterday. This was buried. So that sold not too, maybe a couple of hours after listed. Gravedigger. It's just basic, simple stuff. If you can get it cheap enough, basic, simple stuff will move. Only that one high dollar piece. Some Oxford shoes. So now we're into what you saw in yesterday's video at the beginning of yesterday. This Snoopy, I had a couple of vintage Snoopies. They've been sitting at my store for 3 months maybe. Marked them down $13.99, one sold. So I just want to move stuff. So you can get some good deals in my store if you pay attention. You pay attention. Of course, that's not going to be everything. You know, if I might, you know, on some stuff, I put up a couple of jackets, I believe, yesterday. And I went a bit above my $13.99. Like this one here, Strike Fighter. I went 17. But this one, I love this jacket. Went $13.99. There was one other thing too. Oh, this Normal brand. It's basically brand new. It's never been worn. So I put it up for a little bit more. The Normal brand's a local brand here in St. Louis. They don't think they've really caught on nationwide or anything. At least not as of yet. So those two things I went ahead and popped up. Like, if I see them in a month, I'll probably drop them down. Or if you want them, send me an offer. How about that? Look at that beauty. Look at that beauty right there. So I worked on some singles yesterday. I still want to get a lot of single items up every day because that's what helps the whole algorithm of eBay, I think, you know. Since I'm not launching my auctions till later, I've got to kind of balance onesies with making lots. So after this video, I'm going to start working on some onesies again. But I didn't get very many onesies up. James, you can't use that. Oshkosh is going to sue your video. You can't say onesie. I got this cool Rolex hat, but it's a girls' junior championship hat. So it'll probably take a little bit longer to sell. This is funny. Booger Hollow, Arkansas, population 7. And it says, including one coon dog. So, like that. Here was another hat that was with that other one at the bottom of that tote. So it's Pittsburgh Steelers shadow hat. I've talked about this before, but if you're unfamiliar with what a shadow hat looks like, it has this embroidered like shadow look of whatever logo is here. So if you see that, you know you got some decent money. And the Sports Specialties logo. So there we are. Hopefully there's a few nuggets in there for you. And maybe some motivation to make that money. Change your life. That was from yesterday. So we're going to end on Poshmark. I don't think I have a Poshmark link below, so I might have to add that in. So I'm going to add a lot to that. Up to almost 4,000 followers. So that is it. So we're going to get on. We're going to get listening to some onesies here. I got a couple of cool vintage toys here. I'm going to see if they're worth anything. Crash Bandicoot. These are from my collection I had. They were kind of up in the ceiling. I had a display of plexiglass in lowered ceilings. I take the lowered ceiling out and put plexiglass up there. I had it cut to shape. And then I would display my toys up in the ceiling because when I collected toys, I had no room on the walls or on shelves, so I started going to the ceilings. So we got Planet of the Apes. Oh, Will Smith, Wild Wild West. And a little bit of Donkey Kong. As you can tell, when I collected my toys, these were I had before 2000, before I started the business, when I was working retail. So I'd always just buy stuff on clearance. So as you can, I don't know if you can see that. Clearance for $6.96. I think those are old Spencer tags, if I remember correctly. Remember Spencer's in the mall? Are they still around? I don't even know. All right, get off here and take these offers and make some money and get some stuff listed. So thanks everybody for watching. Please like, subscribe, and all that jive. And I will see you in the next video. Later.